What's good, people? It's for the like of God. Alright, so this video is gonna be a little bit different. So I got asked if I could review an album. Now, as many of you know, I've never done an album review, so it quite a nerve-wracking thing for me. But I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna give it a go. So this album is by a guy named Genuine, and the album is called Flower Bed for the Living and the Dead. And I must say, it is 12 tracks that are absolutely fucking solid. And like, I've probably missed a lot of what he was saying because I've only listened to it like the once. So it's like, I can tell it's definitely one of those albums that you kind of got to go back to and kind of listen to some of it. But this guy's storytelling is absolutely amazing. Like, just absolutely spot on. And so anyway, while I was listening to the album, I say I've been making notes, but I've kind of written it like a little blog. So forgive me for reading off it. But yeah, so track one is a track called Riot in My Mind, which I thought reminded me of like like an intro on a Lupe Fiasco album. Like, it was dark, it had that dark tones, it had the poetry to kind of describe like what the whole meaning of the album was. So to me, it really laid the mood of what was about to come, and I enjoyed that. Like, number two is called Reconstruction and Free. So didn't really have much to sort of reflect on in this one, although basically through it, like, there was a lot of like sort of like noises, so I thought maybe could kind of be cleared up, but then that kind of goes through most of the album. So I don't know if that's meant, like, if that's just the way he does things, or I don't know, maybe that was a mixing thing, I don't know. But like I say, this review is just based on my opinion, so whether you like my opinion or not, that's up to you, innit? But yeah, Reconstruction and Free was a very different track. Like, the first one was a sort of dark overtone and build up, and then this one goes into a very like light and uplifting kind of beat. And that's basically all I had for that, really. I didn't really find much to sort of say. So number three is Nowhere Fast. This was a very hypnotic, mesmerizing, sort of relaxing beat. Although, to be honest, you do kind of get that throughout like the album. It's one of those ones that you just kind of want to sit there and you really want to just listen to. Like, you just need to be in your own space for it. That's how I feel anyway. And so again, this is just my opinion of what I feel these things are about. Okay, so I thought in this he's talking about dragging the dead celebrities through the mud, basically, and how, like, when they're dead, they can't speak for themselves, they can't defend themselves in it because they're dead. So it's basically, like, I thought that's what it was about, is dragging dead celebrities through the mud. So that's like, basically, once they're dead, everyone all of a sudden then comes out and says, oh, this guy did this, or this guy did that, or this girl did whatever, and stuff like that, and basically throwing accusations in order to possibly profit off the dead. So that's what I thought number three, Nowhere Fast, was about. Number four is a track called Black Excellence. This is a very sort of, I don't know if soulful and blues really go together, but that's kind of how it reminded me, was a soulful blues type of feel. Really enjoyed the piano, the saxophone. Oh my god, that saxophone was to die for. And the strings, just to kind of give it that little bit of extra layer when it kind of comes to the chorus. mate, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So I really like that. Like what I feel he's talking about in this with black excellence is basically all the things that black people have invented, but white people have stolen the credit for it. And that is a very that's a fucking hard hitting track in itself. It's all the things that basically all these people that have come up with like throughout time, like so way back. And then basically we've just been like, oh, do you know what? That's a good idea. What's that? And then they'll basically tell us, and they'll be like, oh, do you know what? Actually, because of whatever, because of all the rules back then, you're not gonna have that. We're gonna have that, and it's basically how sort of the white man has basically fucking undermined and shat on everything and didn't give the credit where credit was due. So that's what I believe anyway. That's what I feel the black excellence is about. 5 is a track called New Day. And again, the saxophone, dope as fuck. And like, to be honest, all the way through this album it is pretty much piano, saxophone and strings, apart from probably like the two near the end where it gets sort of like not trappy, but it's that type of feel. But yeah, I took this track two ways. Right? I took it as either a woman trying to find love or doesn't find it. What do you mean or doesn't find it? And doesn't find it is what I mean. Or it's about the way that we as humans treat Mother Earth. So again, that's just what I think it's about. And like the way that we basically just shit all over the world and not give a fuck. But then again, I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't spoken to the guy. This is just me giving my opinion. Do you know what I mean? So again, it might be something completely different, but yeah. Anyway, next track is do you know what? I really shouldn't have written this review in a pencil because my fucking handwriting's terrible. All right, next up is Power, track 6. I thought maybe the verses were just a little bit low, so maybe just kind of like lift them a little bit more and maybe bring like the chorusy bit down. But other than that, again, really like this track. I think this track is sort of about like basically giving you the power to change and to make a difference in the world. So whether that's like in ourselves, in our communities, and stuff like that, because I feel it sort of has he's basically talking about how we sort of say about like the suicidal, drug taking, negative worshipping zombies that the power or that the industry wants us to be, instead of the leaders and the change and everything that we know that we are. And I feel that power is like, look, you can be whatever you want to be, just please don't let everything dumb you down, that sort of thing. But again, that's what I think. But yeah, I really like that one. Pay Homage. Well, he's basically just doing what he says on the tin, isn't he, really? Like, that's a very British phrase, by the way. But yeah, he's just paying homage to everyone that has changed the game in some sort of ways. Like, here he says about Ice-T, explaining about like the colors and the gang culture of LA. Run DMC with the shoelaces out of their Adidas. And then again bringing that entire branding world into hip hop, especially with the song My Adidas. So yeah, he pays homage to LL Cool J, KRS, Tribe Called Quest, fuck it, just everyone that has like changed the game in some sort of way. So yeah. Next up, Salary Workers. This I actually put this on the Spotify playlist because I really enjoyed this track, and the storytelling on this is just something else, like absolutely something else. And it reminds me of Common's song Testify. Just like the way that he paints the picture in this is incredible. So he's basically saying about like how we're all going about our day-to-day lives and kind of just sort of ignoring COVID. And it's just like, well, COVID is a thing, but COVID, you know what I mean? And so in this, he tells it through a story of a man who loses his job and shit just goes pear-shaped. Like, he's in and out of this relationship. Shit's going wrong. He's had to go into quarantine. He's having to make the choice whether he eats or whether he pays rent. Like, shit is tough. All these businesses are going down the toilet, to put it nicely. And then basically he then goes and gets a job. He works like 10 till 6. His girlfriend gets a job. She works 10 till 6. They get home. They're both absolutely knackered. And then she turns to him and she's like, "Look, like I'm kind of ill." And he's like, "All right, what's wrong?" And she's like, "I think I've got COVID." And anyway, she unfortunately passes away from it. Not to spoil the ending, but definitely listen to the track though, because it's really fucking good the way that he paints this picture. Like, and you should definitely listen to the track with your eyes closed so you can really watch this fucking image evolve. And yeah, so anyway, she dies, and then he's like, okay, like, and they've got kids as well, so he's like, fuck, like, the fuck am I gonna do? And basically, he's just working himself to the bone, just absolutely working himself down. Like, he's getting skinny. He's just fucking working himself to the grave, basically. And it's just to try and keep on top of things for him, for his kids. This whole time that we really have no idea what's going on. And yeah, it's such a fucking amazing track. It really is. So that's track 8. That's Salary Workers. Oh fuck. Right, and then we got track 9, which is a track called Drown. And I enjoyed this track, but he, on his voice, he's got this effect that basically set, like, where he says something and it just says it in like a kind of transposed voice. And I thought maybe that could be brought down a little bit, because in a way it is a little bit jarring, like, for me. If any of you don't know what jarring is, it means it's a little bit fucking annoying. But yeah, other than that, it's really good. It's where the trap style sort of beat starts to come in, and the kick just hits so fucking hard, like, in your ear. It hurts. Like, it's so hard. It's just like, it's like being punched in the face. It literally is just like being punched in the face. And this, again, is an absolute fucking amazing story about a guy who gets shot, gets put into hospital. He survives, comes out, and then basically he's just on this massive bloodlust for revenge. And again, listen to this one with your eyes closed. It's literally like a fucking action movie. It really is. Like, he goes out looking for revenge, shit goes off, blah blah blah. Anyway, I don't want to ruin it for you, because like, you should really just close your eyes and listen to track 9, which is Drown. And it would, mate, honestly, just listen to it with your eyes closed and just watch a film for like I think it's like 3 minutes or something. And honestly, mate. All right, track 10, SOS. Well, it basically speaking for itself, innit? Save our souls. And again, like, this is all my opinion, so if it's wrong, it's wrong. And yeah, but in this, he's basically talking about rappers that are sort of killing themselves for the price of fame. Like, they'll be in the studio claiming this about their life, claiming that about their life, and how they got fucking mad amount of houses, bank accounts full of money, some bad, like, rooms full of bad bitches, so to speak. And yet, like, most of them haven't. Like, they haven't got all that. Most of them are broke. Like, you haven't got fucking bank accounts full of money. You're broke, and most of the money that you're displaying is fake money. Like, to live up to this expected so-called trend that is in hip hop, like that whole materialistic way of living, and it's just like, and if they don't keep up with that lifestyle, then they're deemed sort of a bit of a fanny, like just a bit of a massive fanny. And then if they speak about anything that isn't really about their life, then it's kind of like, well, you know, you're a bit pathetic, and it like that's how I feel. So then basically these artists are living this life, and they can't like tell you what they really want to tell you, because you're gonna see them as a bit of a cunt, really. And so that's kind of why they slip into these dangerous roads, and why they kill themselves. But that's what I feel it's about. I mean, that might be a bit too dark for what it's actually about. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, next track, number 11 is "Endless Pain." And yeah, okay. So it again, not sure. Oh yeah, it's not the backing vocal. It's the effects in the background. So he's got like the sound of cars speeding off. You know, like those money rollers where it's like that sort of noise when it's counting the money. Like, I think they can kind of be brought down a little bit to kind of come into it. But otherwise, I really like the use of those noises because they really paint the picture. And then in this, he's talking about the struggles and the thoughts he's had to deal with in life, like whether or not he might become a number to a system, like that sort of life, and like the sort of thoughts of whether he's gonna be like in a box and just rotting there as a corpse feeding the world, like those sorts of things. So that's a very that's a very reflective kind of piece, and I really enjoyed that one. And then "Believe" is the last track on the album, so that's track 12, and it's got a hook that sounds a lot like it has come from a J. Cole track, like one of those really reflective J. Cole tracks. And anyway, you'll know exactly what I mean when you hear it. You'll know exactly what I mean. And in this, I feel that he's basically just saying, look, fuck everything else. Like, just believe in you, and you're good. Like, if you want to do something, go do it. Like, believe in yourself. Believe you can do it. Like, the only people that are gonna know are you and God. Like, no one else will really know, and no one else will really care, because they're either trying to get something from you, or they're trying to bring you down. So it's to believe in what you want to do and do it. Like, don't worry about all this stuff that's happened throughout this album. It's just like, look, this has happened, and now you know, and now you can use what you know to make yourself better. But yeah, that's what I feel that track is about. And like I say, like I've said throughout this, I could be wrong, and that's just how I've interpreted it even. So, and that's just through listening once. And as I said at the beginning, I've probably missed a few things that I could have picked up on, but I may have just missed them while I was, like writing my notes or something. So yeah, that's what I feel about this album. I feel this album was fucking amazing, and you should definitely go listen to this on Spotify, or you should go and spend the money on iTunes. So the artist is called Genuene. That's Genuene, and you can find him on Instagram. He's also on Facebook as well. Probably on Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter that much. And again, the album was called Flower Bed for the Living and the Dead. And yeah, so anyway, this has been my little album review. the very first album review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace.